Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hour... What am I drawing? The Phantom Hourglass. The last episode, we explored the Isle of the Dead and figured out that the Aquanine is at the Isle of the Runes. Is it Aquanine? I feel like, wasn't the Aquanine? No, we got the Azurine. So it's the Aquanine, the Azurine, and the Crimsonite. There we go. Or Azurite, or whatever. So we're looking for the Aquanine, basically. It's at the Isle of the Ruins. We learned from Brant on the Isle of the Dead, the way to get, we got the Regal Necklace to get us into the Isle of the Ruins. I'm really hugging that rock wall there. It's a little bit of a silly path going on there. But anyway, we learned that we can get through the tornado by using this Regal Necklace, and we have also learned to seek out the third Knight Brant because we're looking for King Muto, the king of the ancient deceased Cobble Kingdom. Whose ruins we're about to go explore. We have to find the undead king, convince him to give us the Aquanine, so on and so forth. That's our mission for today, guys, and we will do it with style and grace. So, off to the kingdom here. It's going to be very exciting. So, hard turn to starboard, indeed. We're heading through the whirlwind here and heading to the Isle of the Runes. So we head there, the necklace reacts, the tornado disappears, we now access the Isle of the Ruins whenever we want. This is going to be a doozy of an episode though, guys, a doozy of an episode. There is a lot to do in this kingdom. As you can see, pyramids everywhere, and it is quite the complicated mess to get to King Muto. So it's going to be very exciting, lots of trials to take care of. Probably would not be surprised if it ends up being 2 episodes. What the hell am I doing with my pathway boat? That was the most unnecessary way to dock at a harbor ever. What the heck is going on? What am I doing? What sort of crazy convoluted pathway have I drawn here? Am I... Boat? Boat, are you okay? Boat? Boat. Yeah, sometimes the harbor physics get a little bit wonky in this game. Can we... Okay, well that worked! I don't even know. So welcome to the Isle of the Runes. The map is just a doozy here. You can tell this place is going to be crazy to navigate, and indeed it will be. All these pyramids, just all of this, everything to do. There's a lot to do, and we're, like I said, probably end up being 2 episodes, but we'll see. This is the Cobble Kingdom. Certainly is not natural. So we're kind of here in a little hidden harbor. Once again, all we have to do is just go into a cave and just apparently have to deal with a trap before we go here. You know what? I see water. I know what's coming. It's gonna be them again, isn't it? Yup. Here we go. More evil Zoras of death. Okay. Because it's not like you're anything new or interesting. Get out of here. I've dealt with your kind already. Don't need to deal with you anymore. Enough! I've said enough is enough. Alright. So that's taken care of. Let's head upwards, and we're actually going to get ourselves a little bit of a hint here. For those of power, the path of the kingdom to the kingdom will bring glory. Not really sure what that means, but we're going deeper into the island, essentially. So we're looking for the third Knight Brant, as we've been reminded. And indeed, that will be our goal. So let's navigate this crazy island and see what we can do. So first step of the process here, well, actually the entire island itself is a maze. But we essentially have a maze. There's a bunch of these, oops. Meant to draw that out better, and I kind of let go and run to the web. It's basically a thing here. We can't really do much of it. You can try to like grapple to it, but it's just gonna make you drown in the end. So nothing we can do with those stone tablets for now. But that's just for now. We'll see later. So for now, we also have to avoid a bunch of light legs, which is gonna be extremely annoying. But luckily we can kill them and make a decent amount of money on the way. So that'll be nice. Just every time you go near a rupee, there's a lot of them in this maze. Just be careful. Light legs abound. Like so. Rude, rude, rude. Great spin attack of unnecessariness. Yeah. So basically this is a giant maze. You have to find the paths that you can hop across and essentially navigate this. Interesting segment. I mean, can't hate mazes. They're always an interesting thing and a staple to the Zelda series, let's be honest here. Okay. I know you want to eat me, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take your money, really, because if you're just gonna keep giving money, but yeah, as you can see, there's more of these. Oh crap! I don't want to. Didn't want to do that. Oops. Anyway, okay. That is the one most annoying thing about this area is the amount of the stupid amount of life lakes everywhere. It's just kind of silly. So the way you want to navigate this, you head up this way. Any money over here? No. And we're gonna head up to this path. There's a path to the left there, as you can see, but we can't access that quite yet. That'll be for a later date. The other problem with this area is the amount of backtracking you have to do if you mess anything up is just silly. So be very careful as you navigate this island. You want to minimize the amount of backtracking you have to do. It'll be quite annoying. For example, if you want to head back, you actually head back this way. You jump off this ledge, which we'll show off this ledge at some point if I remember correctly. So we'll see the whole backtracking path at some point, so I'm not going to waste time showing it off now. But you essentially jump down, well, basically you can see on the map, you jump down that thing, and then you end up back where the tunnels were. We'll see how that works later on in this episode, essentially. So, but in order to do that, in order to get back here though, you have to navigate the entire maze again. And it doesn't get any better. Pretty much any sort of backtracking you have to do will make you have to navigate essentially the entire island again for the most part. It's kind of a little bit annoying, honestly, especially because there's a lot of hidden secrets we can access later on, and just a lot of backtracking you have to do in general out of necessity, so... And of course, there's boulder puzzles, because, you know, this game would not be complete without copious amounts of boulder puzzles at this point, apparently. So nothing we can really do over here. We just head along this upper path here. There's nothing down this way. Is there a note? Because I know there's a lot of treasures just in general in this area, so be careful. There's some rupees over there, so I'm actually going to hop down there at some point to get those rupees. That seems pertinent to my interests. But for now, we're going to head in here. The new temple, Brimur's temple, so this is the guy we want to see. Impressive runes, apparently. The pure metal's somewhere, Celia, however you pronounce your name. Also, there's this giant thing, and this is actually interesting because I feel like this is a mistranslation error or something, because she mentions to get the king's key to wake this land up from his long sleep, but we don't know anything about that yet. So, we don't really know, about a king's key or what this thing does, so... And of course the pure metal's here. Brimur pretty much said it's here. Celia's just weird in this section. I don't really know what that's all about, but anyway, here's a guy. Meet Brimur. He's the third knight. All the knights all look pretty much the same, by the way, in case you're wondering. They also have the giant, like, ridiculous noses. I mean, sorry, respect the dead. So, Cobble Kingdom. He is, in fact, Brimur. He defends the seal of the land, which is actually what that locked thing is. So, the seal of the land we're looking for. Yes, we need the Aquanine to save the Ocean King. I hope you don't mind. We're just gonna kind of grab him. So King Mudo did have the pure metal, but apparently a monster is inside his temple. It's woken him up. It's enraged him. So we need to slay the monster in order to calm down the king's rage and get ourselves the Aquanine. So guess what, guys? Pretty much confirms we'll have to do a dungeon at some point. However, getting to Muto's temple in general is going to be quite a trial. So that's gonna be the problem. So, first step of the long process to get to there, we have to resurrect the sealed land. So, the lock is here, but we need the key. The key is with Dolan, the second knight. So, apparently the temple's quite treacherous, but if we can overcome it, we'll be able to earn the key. And then we actually have to backtrack all the way here to do that as well. So, backtracking is a thing that is plentiful in this area. Get used to it. So we head out here. He's going to open up a path to the next temple. It's right over there. Cool story. So that's the path we were mentioning. We can get to the second knight. Awesome. As long as I'm up here, though, let's go ahead and get those rupees that I saw before, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come back. Oh, I jumped right inside a lake. I do not like that. Oh, God, he's still here. Please do not steal my monies. I like my monies. Even the Great Spin Attack, by the way, will still get you sucked in, so... My money! He sent it into the abyss. No, Link, don't go after the money. It's a bad idea. Although, since I jumped down here, I just realized I'm going to do the boulder maze again. You know what, skeletons? You're cool and all, but no. How about no? So actually, that was silly, because now I'm going to have to... I should have just done this when I got here the first time, but I forgot there was money there. And of course, apparently 6,400 rupees is not enough. I need more, with a golden part in tow, because I did get a golden part last episode. So, just kind of silly. But we're gonna just roll around here, head to the east over this new bridge, and head to the second of the temples. This place is legitimately that crazy, by the way. Also, as you see, there's another whole backtracking path over here that we're gonna have to take, so just backtracking paths all sorts of everywhere. It's a little bit silly, but we'll deal with all. The other backtracking path that's here, this will take us back to the beginning, but then you'll have to navigate the maze, navigate the boulder maze, navigate this part to get all the way back here. There's no easy way to get back once you backtrack when you're going through this area. So, in fact, once you jump down here, the only way to backtrack is to head north, which is, this is a section we'll explore later on. We're not going to deal with that now, because we'll be using that backtrack path as well. So, backtracking just everywhere. I'm going to pull off your head. It's actually a pretty easy way to deal with these boneheads. Just, oh, I can't actually reach them from here, can I? Oh, yeah, I can. You just have to hook on their head. So that's actually an easy way to deal with these guys that I didn't actually know beforehand. The first time I did this, I didn't realize you can grapple hook their heads off, and makes your life a lot more convenient to deal with them. You can also use your bow, but the grappling hook is free and doesn't cost arrows, so why not do that? We're already at Dolans Temple, though, so at least it doesn't take too long. But guess what, guys? More boulders! That's what they meant by treacherous. Couldn't have possibly meant anything else other than boulders, obviously. Actually, it kind of did, because there's these things too, so just actually run past them. It's easier to do that than try to use a shield. There was a pitfall there. Should have known, should have seen that coming. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh, good, it's you. You know what? Hey, rude. Rude, 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 rude. Great spin attack is victorious once again. Gotta love the great spin attack. It's so much fun. At least I have a quarter of a heart. When do I ever have quarters of hearts again? But at least the temple that we have to navigate is quick and easy, and we meet Mr. Green, aka Dolan, which is funny because it goes from Brant, which seems like a knightish sort of name, to Bramur, which seems more French, to Dolan, which just seems too similar to Dylan. It's Sir Dylan! Sir Dill. So he's impressed that we got to clear the traps, blah blah blah, so we're trying to return the king to sleep. We're gonna get the king's key now. So we're getting a bunch of interesting new collectibles on the collection screen. In fact, we'll actually check the correct collection screen here, but Bramur has the lock, so basically we now have to backtrack to that and go from there. So as you can see, we now have all these cool things with the king's key and the Regal Necklace. We have a bunch. We pretty much have almost the full collection screen at this point. We have the scroll over here. We just need on the top screen, we need that new pure metal. We essentially have almost everything we need to get, which is kind of cool. So, and in fact, we even almost have max time. Once we do the dungeon and some treasure map navigating, we should actually get our max time as well for the Temple of the Ocean King. So, really close to endgame, guys. We're getting fairly close to the end here. That's a bone, 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 bone. Run away. You know what? I don't even care. Also, you can see there's a locked door over here that leads to the biggest temple of the lot here. Gee, I wonder which one the actual dungeon's gonna be. Spoilers, it's this one. It's that one. Whatever. Grammar! Alright, let's make these guys lose their heads. Ha ha ha, funny joke! Hey, stop being rude. I see some hearts here though, so quickly grab them. And there we go! We're missing only a quarter of a heart, which is kind of funny. And okay, so this is the quick path from the second temple to the third temple. So we're going to use this backtrack path up here. It's fairly simplistic. You just kind of head along this path. Eventually, you'll be able to drop down that area I showed off before, and we'll be pretty close to the third temple. So this is the ideal sort of way to backtrack between second and third temples. It's navigating other areas that gets a bit more tricky, I guess, in the end. So what we're going to do now, we head over to the temple, and all we need to do now is take this king's key and put it inside the lock, and then interesting things will happen from there. As well as the fact that once you do this, you pretty much unlock every secret possible in the entire area. So we're gonna start getting all the collectibles now, because there are quite a few collectibles on this island. You just need to actually drain the water first, and what this is going to do is quote-unquote unseal the kingdom, as mentioned here. The land is resurrected. Once we head out, though, you're gonna see the world is completely different now. Well, not completely different. The water's receded, though. That's what the thing did. It made the ocean itself sink, apparently, around the island. And now there is a lot more land here, which is kinda cool. So, with this new island shape, half the island that was underwater is now floating, so we now have a lot more to explore. In the lower left, there's a whole new maze, basically, and you can see there's now a pathway to easily get to the first temple and the big temple with Muto. So now we can head to the first temple, meet the knight there, and keep going. But while we're here, we have a lot of new things to explore. First thing you want to do, head over this way. One thing they might not notice is once the water recedes, if you head over towards where the second temple was, there's now a pathway in here as well, which will lead to a room full of extra treasure, which none of this is Light Lake, so no reason to fear the Light Lakes here. It's perfectly safe, but it will be the location of a wisdom gem. So, like I said, lots of collectibles now that the water is drained. We're actually going to run around and show off all the things we can get before we progress any further, because there's a few things if you don't get now, you're going to have to backtrack a lot to go get. So actually, what we're going to want to do first is head to the second temple of all places. There's a chest there, we'll get that in a bit. The second temple is the most important thing to do right now though, because with the second temple, we actually have a whole bunch of treasures down here as well. So head down here, grab this, it'll give you a courage gem. So one courage gem for us. We can also actually jump this gap here and end up at the big temple, but unfortunately we can't go around to the front of it from this angle, but we can head around to the side where our treasure awaits us that has 200 rupees in it. So also making a lot of money on this process. We're almost up to 7,000 rupees. You can pretty much afford 2 golden treasures from Beetle at this point, I safely say. But yeah, no ability to actually enter this giant temple from here. We have to, unfortunately, get around to the front. So head around the back side of the temple. We'll be able to head down here. I don't think there's any treasure down here, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. Because I think this whole thing is just a giant sort of blank empty space here, which indeed it is. Just gonna deal with, I hate the fact that you can jump into them and get hit by the head anyway. And they throw bones. Just the Stalfos, these sort of guys are annoying. Luckily they drop hearts a lot, but it's still obnoxious, so. Anyway, that's pretty much all you can get from this end of it. There's also some more money here. Once again, no Light Lakes. The only Light Lakes you'll see are mostly in the maze. I say mostly because it's not all of them, but a lot of them will be in the maze, essentially. Fortunately, can't jump off the bridge here. Would make our life easier, but Link's not allowed to do that. We will jump down here though and get access to this big green rupee. So even more. Definitely gonna hit 7,000, I think, by the end of this video, which will be nice. And we can make our way. The way down there is essentially the way to the new area. But before we head there, I want to just double check quickly. There's also like a little hidden like alcoves here, and there's really nothing much here, which is interesting. But you know what? I'm tired of dealing with you stupid Stalfos. It's just easier to run past you because you take like 10 seconds to charge up. It's silly. Just making sure there's no treasures in this new area around here. You can actually kind of, once again, duck in these little alcoves here. I'm not really sure what the purpose of these little alcoves are. There's nothing like in here or anything. It's just weird. I don't know. Okay, there's nothing over on this side, but I figured I'd just show off what it looks like down here anyway. So now that we're down here, we can head to the took a boulder to the face there. We can head to the first temple, essentially. So stick on this lower pathway. And actually, it's looking like we can do this in one video. I've been making very quick progress with this, and that's actually kind of cool. Just gonna double check, because there's lots of hidden treasures around this area, so make sure you're very careful with how you do this. And then we have a new mechanic. It's boulder rolling. I mean, we saw a little bit in the Temple of the Ocean King, but essentially, we're gonna want to roll these boulders around and move them and do certain things with them. So, like, for example, there's a boulder here. We'll try to head down. Actually, the thing is, there's a boulder here. We can't move it though because there's a small boulder blocking the big boulder. You can't pull boulders backwards. You can only pull them forwards. So what we actually want to do, a mechanic we have to use, is using these boulders to push them down the cliff. It breaks the other boulder, and we now can lift up the small boulder, throw it in the ocean because screw it, and head downwards. So boulder puzzles, because we haven't had enough silliness to deal with. Spin attack to the greatness. And half these skeletons, I mean, kind of like bomb a skeleton remains. I mean, that'd be a cool little Easter egg. It's kind of a Zelda staple as well. No? Okay. Of course, Phantom Hourglass, you would just have to disappoint me. So you can roll this boulder one of two ways. The one that leads to a collectible is over here. So we're going to actually want to follow this pathway, roll the boulder down there, it'll cross this bridge, break another boulder over there, which we couldn't get out of the way otherwise because of, once again, the small rock fallacy. And we can head up here. It's the only way to access this treasure, which will be yet another wisdom gem, which means, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, we now have 20 Wisdom Gems. We can actually head to Spirit Island and get the final reward. That being said, since I'm in the middle of this island, I don't think I'm going to deal with getting the reward for that now. Unless for some reason I have extra time at the end of the video because I split into 2 or something, which I don't think I'm going to do at this point. So essentially, we'll get our Spirit Rewards essentially at the end of, after the dungeon. And there's a reason for that too. Namely the fact that very soon, just spoilers, we're going to be able to get pretty much all 3 rewards at the same time, which I think is a better use of our time otherwise. So the Great Spin Attack is just such a good attack, by the way. I love it. It's good. It's fun. Kill everything. Anyway, hit the switch over here. This will actually be a viable shortcut between these areas now, which is really nice to have. This comes in handy because this is essentially the area that I've mentioned a few times that you can use to backtrack to the beginning from the 3rd temple or the 2nd temple. So you can obviously just jump down there to get back to the beginning, or head over this way and jump over that way to head into the lower part of this maze over here, which we're going to do in a little bit, but there's stuff to do there that we will certainly do very soon. So as you can see, you can head to, didn't mean to roll into the tree, but I'll take the hearts. You can jump down from the 2nd temple or the 3rd temple from either of these areas, and you'll end up over here. There's a treasure over there as well. I will keep that one in mind when we head back here, because I want to head back here when we actually have a reason to head back here. You'll see what I mean, because we're first going to go ahead to this 1st temple. It's actually associated with that maze over there. Because we head over here, by the way, and this door is locked. There's really nothing to do over here except maybe a treasure, possibly. Nope, not even a treasure, so... you know what? Fine. Get out of here. If you want to die so badly, I'll be happy to oblige you! Alright, we're gonna head to the 1st temple and see what's in store with this as well. So we head in here, Max's temple, so we've gone from Dolan to Max. The knight names are just getting less and less original. It's kind of almost funny. And then you have Muto, which is just clearly Egyptian. Did Egypt even have knights? I don't feel like knights and Egyptians really go hand in hand, at least as far as I'm aware. Anyway, the first knight, Max. So we've broken the island seal. We can allow him. He's the last guard to Muto's temple, but we have to first solve his trial. So all right, what's your trial, man? So we need to draw the secret crest on the corridor door. So we need to discover a crest, and then by drawing the crest, the door will open. So it's another one of those find a crest and draw the crest riddles. So the question is, where do you find this crest? The answer is in that maze we saw back where we first started this island. Now that the thing is drained, all those tablets will actually have the clues to the crest that we need to have. So we need to head back using that backtracking path that we have and re-access the maze. And once we have access to the maze, we can essentially head in there and, or we can go in there, learn the crest, head back here, input the crest, and the solution will be quick from there. I think this will actually mention, okay, yeah, the tablet's over there. I want to read this thing though. So it pretty much, I mean, this game holds your hand. You know this. It says the labyrinth basically will have the answer to this riddle. So, like a maze, have we seen anything like a maze on this island? Oh my god, just this game. This game sometimes is just silly. You know what? The amount of Stalfos here is just... Are they called Stalfos? I'm not even sure they're officially called Stalfos in this game, but the amount of these enemies is too damn high, basically. We're gonna meme it up in here. Anyway. No, just get out of my way. I don't like you. So head over here, careful for life legs, because they will still be everywhere in this maze. And first of all, head up here, because here will be a power gem, which I believe brings us to... If I remember correctly, we're now at 19, 19, and 20, which is actually what you want to be before the final dungeon. So we now have all of the gems we can get at this point. Like I said, I could get the reward for the wisdom gems if I so chose, but it's not really necessary, I guess. So essentially, these crests will have, or these tablets will have two things. They'll have a number of stars, and a direction to get to the next group of stars. So count the number of stars, write them on your map. So this is number 2. Well, actually, we're gonna head this way. If you look on the map, any of these long rectangles essentially is going to be the location of a... Oh my god. I forgot like legs are a thing, even though I mentioned that like legs will be a thing! Like! No! Stop stealing my 1 rupees! It's rude. Unnecessary. Get out of here. Oh no! I lost 2 rupees almost. This one will just tell us when the 5 stars are aligned, the crests will be revealed. Okay, like that wasn't obvious enough. Really, do we have to deal with a few life legs every 2 freaking seconds? Yeah, spin attacks are not as good as just all-out assault. All-out assault seems to be the best way to deal with them. So 3 stars, travel northwest from there. So, map 3. That is a very classy looking 3. We're actually going to travel west first because, well, just west is simpler, is a lot easier to access from over here, so that's really all there is to that. So 5 stars, travel north, so that's number 5. And also the path of the stars will reveal the crest. Okay, well, we already knew this. So basically, once we have the full numbers, we just do the usual, we combine them together, and we'll get ourselves a crest that we can draw. This is number 4, so 4, and it says travel southwest to 5. So you can kind of infer what the pattern is going to be from here, but we'll still go ahead and get the obvious conclusion here. Okay, yep, I was like, one of you 2 is a life leg. Alright, oh, I'm gonna so get eaten, and I did. Alright, well at this point, you know what, take a spin attack to the face! Do life legs even have faces? I'm not sure. If they had a face, I would have spun attack it, basically. Okay, once again, it's like, find the tablets with the 5 stars. Do you really have to be so blatantly obvious, game? It's just a little silly sometimes. So the final tablet is actually up here. This is actually the first one. Travel east, and it'll mention all begins and ends with me. So this is basically 1 and 6. So now that we have this, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we now have a crest. It's essentially this, we can clean up a little bit. It's essentially, you know, well here, I can just, the crest is essentially this. That's the crest, essentially. So we now have the royal crest. All we need to do is head back to that door, input the crest, and the puzzle will be solved. And from there, it's pretty much a simple jaunt to Buto's Temple, where our dreams and hopes will be awaiting us. And yeah, looking at the time, I can actually fit this in a somewhat lengthy but not too terrible video. So luckily, you can backtrack to the first temple decently easy, especially from the maze. So all you do is just head pretty much east, and you eventually reach the bridge that we brought up earlier and can head back here quite simply. So head over here, draw in, and make sure you do it in the right order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to make sure it's also in the right, wait, what? Wait, what? I drew, no, I did no such thing. Okay, I'm just gonna draw this carefully here, because these are definitely the order. I don't know what I did differently there. Whatever. So make sure you draw in the right order. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know, you just keep back on the map. You know, it would be just in case you don't remember. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, and then back up here. So that's the way that works, in case you forgot. So I forgot the order is actually, it's not just the crest that's important, it's also the order of how you're drawing the crest, so make sure you keep that in mind as well. Alright, so now all we have to do is just head to the temple, which we will do, and at that point the video will be over, although do we have to fight something? Okay, we do. Because, you know, we haven't dealt with you guys more than enough yet. Rude. Oops. How many times have I attempted boomerang and just jump in the water? Although it seemed to confuse them a little bit here. And he knocked me in the water. The rude is real! Which, by the way, based on previous streams, that should be my new catchphrase. I like that one. The rude is real. Because it's true! The rude is real. At least we're making some more money, which, have we reached the 7,000 gap now? I'm not sure, but with those enemies dead, those guys are out of the way, and have we reached the 7,000 gap? We have just reached the 7,000 gap, guys. Pretty much 1,000 rupees in 2 episodes. It's a little silly. But here we go. The temple awaits. And that's what we're going to be doing next episode, guys. So this is LuckySevenDX signing out. I'll see you guys in the next episode, where the final dungeon awaits us. It's going to be exciting. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.